Welcome to the Tom Stuker Show. I'm Tom Stuker. We've already talked about how to sell 20 units a month on less than 10 quality conversations a day, focusing on your goals and about succeeding in the business and not just surviving it. But today we're going to take it up a notch with a step-by-step process that you could program yourself to 20 units a month to where it's impossible to fail. Here, let's do the math. In this case, these numbers are very simple. In your CRM, about 600 households own about 1,200 vehicles collectively. When averaging new and used vehicles combined, the average trade cycle is about 4 years. That's 1,200 owners trading every 4 years, which produces 300 sales a year or 25 a month. Not prospects, but sales. Some years will be a little more than 300, some a little less. Some months a little more than 25, some months less. No one will sell all 25, but you should have the best chance to sell the most. You've done your homework, you've prepared in advance, you have a relationship built already with each household, and people prefer to do business with a familiar face, especially one that services them well throughout their ownership experience. Now, out of the 25 sales, what's a realistic goal? Well, a realistic goal is to sell a minimum of 6 to 8 of those 25. That's 25 to 30%, 25 to 33 actually, of the possible 25 sales, providing you have managed the opportunities effectively. Now, next comes referrals. 40 quality conversations a week provides you with 40 separate opportunities to develop referrals. If you use my referral script perfectly, a minimum of 40 times per week, you would develop a minimum of 10 referral opportunities. Some will give you none, some will give you one, and some will give you multiple referrals. Let me define a referral. If your customer gives you their sister who is looking for a used car, you don't even count it as a referral opportunity until you actually talk to the sister. If the alleged referral is never contacted or isn't really in the market, it would not be called a referral. Now, these 10 opportunities should equate to at minimum 4 coming in the showroom and 2 driving away with a new vehicle. That's 8 sales a month. 4 times 2, 8. I'll give you the 3 days off at the end. Even if you change those 8 sales down to 6, you're still not counting unsolicited referrals, which happen regularly every month anyway, especially to veteran salespeople. Nor would this include the referrals developed from the delivery prospecting form taught in our Power Prospecting course. 8 referral sales a month is a no-brainer. 6 is inexcusable. Now, let's talk about new business. These are self-generated opportunities that wouldn't qualify as referrals or repeat customers. Friends, relatives, neighbors, the people you come in contact with on a daily basis are all included in your circle of influence. Your objective here is to develop a minimum of 2 new opportunities each week. That's 8 a month, providing you 2 or more sales per month just from new business. So let's continue with the math and show how you can manage 600 households and 1,200 owners on less than 10 quality conversations a day. Now, each household should be contacted with a quality conversation on an average of 3 times per year. Worst case, a household with a single driver that trades every 8 years whether they need to or not. You call them every 6 months. However, a household with 3 drivers and 3 vehicles, or one that provides you with a lot of referral opportunities, would be an average of every 3 months. So 30 days after purchase, don't call them any more than every 3 months unless there's a specific reason. But without fail, call everybody every 6 months. Now, 600 households times 3 quality conversations a year equals 1,800 quality conversations. 1,800 quality conversations divided by 12 months comes up with 150 quality conversations per month, which is less than 10 quality conversations a day. Now, I'm basing this on 16 working days a month. I take into consideration sick days, days off, event sales, and other factors. 16 days per month is a low estimate and should eliminate any excuse for not accomplishing your goal. Now, for better results, send your database a quarterly e-newsletter. No, maybe sometimes once a month. It depends on what content. It just gives you another reason to call people. Now, let's review the combined sources to achieve 20 plus sales per month. We talked about 6 to 8 repeat sales, 8 plus referrals, and 2 new business opportunities, which leaves the need for only 4 sales coming from floor traffic, phone ups, or internet leads, which will give you your 20 plus units per month. So, using the scripts and techniques, you should be averaging 20 units a month after 90 days if you start right now and never look back. What if it took you 700 households instead of 600? What if it took you 11 quality conversations a day instead of 10? I can't tell you how many salespeople with over 1,000 households in their CRM and aren't making anywhere near 20 units a month. It's a waste of a CRM. And that's why 95% of all CRMs are grossly underutilized, and the other 5% are just underutilized. You're either looking for a reason to exceed or an excuse of why this formula doesn't work. So in order to make this happen, I'd suggest that you start on the phone at around 9:15 in the morning with people that are already with people you already have in play. You don't start doing those follow-up calls until everybody that you have in play is followed up until they buy or die. Then you should move on to your quality conversations. Now, unless you're interrupted by deliveries, appointments, or your responsibility to floor traffic, you can stay focused on those conversations until about 4:45 each day. Because if you're not talking, you're not selling. Now, I know some of you are already thinking, 9:15 to 4:45? That's over 7 hours a day on the phone? No way. Stop right there. First of all, it doesn't take 7 hours to make 10 quality conversations a day. But if you're good on the phone, why would you stop? Either you're good on the phone or you're bad on the phone. If you're bad, get better. If you're good, why stop? Now, if you did start at 9:15 and ended at 4:45 and you're good on the phone, you'd be constantly interrupted with your own appointments. If you're selling 20 units a month, it's because we're on the phone successfully about 10 to 12 hours a week. That's what it's going to take to get you to 20 units a month. Now it's time to get your plan together and put it into action. 10 quality conversations a day, 4 days a week, Monday to Friday, minus that day off, which translates you into having a minimum of 40 quality conversations a week. Now, I'm sure you remember the definition of a quality conversation. A quality conversation means you call the customer with a direct benefit to them, not just to update your records. And by the time you complete the phone call, you know how many drivers, how many vehicles, who drives what, and who's most likely to be in the market next, for what, when, why, and you got your plan of action to follow up these opportunities. And you've entered all that information into your CRM. Once you've prospected the household, you proceed with the remaining 12 steps of a quality conversation, including effectively asking for referrals. Get to know and use the exact phrases and make them sound natural. Second, you want to find a training partner. This could be another salesperson or a manager who can role play and rehearse with you on a regular basis to ensure that you're learning and using each step and technique correctly. Then it's time to role play, role play, role play. Following that, the third thing you want to do is directly after each extensive role-playing session, you want to make some demo calls to friends and relatives. What? They don't buy cars and trucks? They don't have referrals? Of course they do. And it's important that you practice and get comfortable and have complete confidence to make your calls to your customer base. You can even practice on some for sale by owner customers. But please use the appropriate scripts. Next, it's important to remember, don't be mechanical. Think between the lines. Be yourself, for example. If the customer wants to talk golf for 10 minutes, by all means, join in. It's really all about the customer anyway. So think on your feet and have some fun. After that, make sure you do not start your 15-week exercise of 40 quality conversations a week until someone has physically watched you make at least 3 to 5 successful quality conversations. This base level certification should be validated by a manager. Following the validation, and when you think you're ready, begin making your 10 quality conversations a day. Try to stay ahead of the pace. Some days you'll have time to make 20, and sometimes you might not have a chance to do 2. But either way, every week you'll have time to do at least 40. It's always a good idea to have your training partner watch and listen to your first 5 calls or so. You should return the favor as well. And a great practice is to tape at least your first 10 calls. Ideas could include using the recorder on your phone as you make the calls privately on a speakerphone somewhere away from floor traffic. Some of you have dealerships that record every outbound call, so how easy can that be? Now, after you've recorded yourself, review the recording of each call and discuss the call with your training partner. Accept the possibility of mistakes. Don't worry, it's very common. By recording and reviewing each call with your training partner, you'll master the outbound call in no time at all. Next, you're going to want to make sure you track your progress. Enter the results of each one of your calls into the CRM. Otherwise, why are we doing this? Always try to get the 4 points of contact: cell, work, home, email. If you can't reach them, you can't communicate with them. You got to stay focused on being patient. Some days go better than others. You might have a bad day, but you'll never have a bad week. All weeks turn out to be great. All weeks turn out to be fantastic. And most important, have fun. The rest will come together in time. So let's get on track for 20 or more sales this month. Remember, it only gets better from here. There you have it. How to guarantee yourself 20 units a month on less than 10 quality conversations a day. There's no excuses. And if it takes 7 or 750 households instead of 600, or if it takes 11 or 12 quality conversations instead of 10, either you want the 20 units a month and the pay raise that goes along with it, or you don't. And one last thing, for those of you already in the 18, 19, or 20 range or higher, stick around, because I'll show you how it's easier to go from 15 to 30 than it is 5 to 10. Now you can imagine the pay raise that goes along with that. You'll be inviting me into your new 25-foot barbecue pit at your house. I love this business. This is Tom Stuker. Thanks for watching.